Hello, my name's Robin and I made a thing, and this is that thing. It's a StepSequencer based on an Atmel 328 chip. So it means I've programmed this beforehand by using an Arduino. It's, if you can remember, I've put up a video like 2 years ago of the same sort of machine but with a grey panel. This is the updated version, which means that I've updated the code and I've added a couple more features to the machine itself. I've changed the layout and you know, several more things. For instance, the first big change or big changes I've put in are the two encoders. I've actually added two encoders instead of the potentiometers, which before allows you to set the last step and only the last step. You could never set the step the sequence would begin at. Let me show you what I mean. Now right now we've got both sequences running at basically the same step, so there you go. Let's turn up the tempo just a little bit. Now if I press this encoder, I will start to I will enter the edit row 1 mode basically. So I can say row 1 starts at 3 and ends at number 8. There you go. It runs from number 3 to number 8. I can do the same with the green row, or row number 2. Start at 1, I liked step 1, and then ended at 6 and start all over. Now I used to have a switch for making the sequences go backwards, but they changed them both. I kind of like this, but in the end I wanted to have you know, I wanted to change only one of the rows in backwards mode and then, you know, the other one in forwards mode. It gives you a little bit more option, and I've taken that out and refitted it basically into the same mode. So again, I can say I wanted to start at number 6 but end at number 1, and then it will start going backwards. I can do the same again for row number 2, and there you go, it will go backwards. Now these two are obviously encoders now. They have a little bit more purpose. If I run a sequence again, and I will make it a smaller sequence like that, there you go. Oh, look at them. I can hold the function button, hope you can see this, and I can turn the encoder to move the sequence back and forth. I can do this for both of them obviously. And there you go. This doesn't work when you are in stop mode, when it's not playing obviously, but then again you can just you know, pick this sequence instead, but you're just using the buttons. Other than that, next to the function button, well, you've noticed that the biggest change as well is this big row of buttons down here. It only has one hidden function. If I play a longer sequence like that, I can choose function number 1 and then press this button. You see the sequence starts to jump a little bit. Now I will show this later on by using the MS-20, so you can hear that it's actually in sort of a shuffled mode. Like putting it in 4 sort of makes it less shuffled, putting it back into 1 is just a normal step length. So right, internal external switch still the same. There's a plug on the back, as you can see right there. You can plug in anything, any source or drum machine or synthesizer that can send out any form of a pulse, and the sequencer will just step according to that pulse. It also has a reset input, so you can pulse that as well externally and it will just reset the sequence as you wish. Sadly, shuffle mode doesn't really work in that, and the previous version also had it when you turn the tempo knob, that it had a sort of like quantization mode. Even though there was a coding mistake, it's now completely removed, sadly, but perhaps I will add it later on. Right, so without further ado, let's plug in something. There we go. I've plugged in something. Now I don't know what the volume is of the synthesizer. I hope it's you know, right, so you can still hear me. But as you can see right now, it's only just pulsing the synthesizer. So let's add a little bit more. Let's connect sequence number 1. Kind of sounds monotonous, obviously, and atonal a little bit, but you know, you can just turn the dials a little bit and make up a little sequence. Turn it up a little bit. Now I can show you the shuffle mode, so you kind of see what effect this gives it. These I didn't really talk about before, but they are still the same as the previous version. These are the gates, basically. So you can turn off the steps when it's going to trigger the envelope generator of the synthesizer. yeah, you can create a little bit crazy stuff with it, but you can also try and make a proper sequence on it. I added a feature that allowed you to sort of play the thing as a little keyboard while it's in stop mode. So that's basically just an easy little keyboard mode. So there you go. That's my StepSequencer. Thanks for checking it out. Well, at least the video, not the machine itself. It's mine.